Now the judge jumps in.
Alright, hold on. I'm willing
Alright, hold on. Some machine is going in the background.
to let me go ahead with the today.
Oh, she just said, I'm willing to allow you to go ahead with this hearing today. I know you couldn't hear that for shit, but that's what she just said. I heard it.
But I wanted, before I do that, and I want to ask you some questions.
But before I do that, I want to ask you some questions. So right now, she's on her path. She says, I have to ask you these questions in order to move forward. She's got it in her head as of right now. It's like she cannot go forward. And the reason why is because she's got checkboxes there, right? Let me continue with the hustle. They either want you to have their lawyer, or they want you to waive the right of counsel altogether so that they are no longer held liable. What that means is that they want you to have the help that's paid for them, that's on their side. Okay? They want you to have a fellow gang member for a lawyer. I mean, even though you don't even realize that they're all on the same team. Or they want you to waive your right to the assistance of counsel altogether. That's a hustle. Now, I don't play that bullshit. And I've told them this before, and I'll keep telling them again. Exactly that. I've told them this in my free speech case. That one got kicked out. So I'm going to start doing it in this one. The next hearing is really going to be great, because Demir is going to be there, and he's going to be pissed, and I'm going to be laughing. It's going to be great. So, what I'm doing, my strategy is to basically say all of your lawyers, no matter whether I get a public or a private, they're all licensed by the state of Hawaii. The state of Hawaii is what's listed as prosecuting me. They also all get paid by the state of Hawaii. These public defenders, the judges, all you officials of the court, you get paid by the state of Hawaii. So it's a conflict of interest. I can't get assistance of counsel here. I can't even get a fair and meaningful hearing here. I can't even get informed of the cause and nature of the proceedings here. I will not sign away my right to assistance of counsel. I will not sign a waiver to any of that. I will, however, accept assistance of counsel if you allow me to have a teleconference with someone from the outside who I choose to be my assistance of counsel. And they will not be a bar member, because they will not be authorized and licensed by any fictional state, because that only exists on paper, and it's a big rigged hustle where I can't win. This is kind of the thing that I've been going through before, and I'll be bringing it to this case too. Alright, that's it. Don't give up your assistance to counsel. Don't do the waiver. Don't take an attorney. Now, if they drag you past that point, then let them drag you past that point. You can't go to jail or get, no violence happening, right? Let them drag you past that point. But along the way, of course, on the transcripts, you're doing nothing but I'm here involuntarily, this is threats of violence, and I'm under coercion and duress, and all this. You can drag it all along so it looks great on the transcript, so when you sue their ass in federal court, you're more likely to get that big, juicy pre-trial settlement check. Or a lot more when the jury believes you, right? Because of the transcripts and the video, the public behind, right? That sort of thing. So that's the hustle of the lawyer. I guess I'm just going to rant off whenever the fuck I feel like at this video. Alright, here we go.
Make sure that your waiver is the right one.
Well, I've done this with other judges. I can't be standing up.
Oh, I asked to sit down. I always sit down, and I can't speak on any more details in this little part of the hearing. I just always sit down. One way or another, I'm sitting. Okay? Judge is sitting. Prosecutor sitting. I'm sitting. This bullshit about them having you standing is a psychological manipulative tactic, just like so many others they employ, to make you feel inferior and nervous and anxious and scared, because they run on fear. The way the United States military runs on oil. Okay? They run on fear. So I sit. Don't stand for these fools. I don't stand when they come in and leave. I'm not standing during my hearing. F you. I've got notes to take, and I need a desk.
Right, in one place without moving around. So can I just have a seat for my comfort? A low back issue.
Alright, if you have a low back issue, you can go and sit down. I'm going to ask her that you speak into the microphone.
Now she wants me to speak into the microphone, blah, blah, blah.
So I need to ask you, I'm sure you've been through these questions before, but
So I need to ask you, I'm sure you've been through these questions before, but
I need to ask them. Oh,
I need to ask them.
how old are you?
How old are you?
I'm 39.
I thought about that for a second, and I'm like, But I'm like, they already have my birthday, so I don't care. It's like, but they want you. It's be careful though, because be careful with that. Sometimes they ask you questions to try and get you to confirm who they think you are. Especially if I just got done saying, that's not my name. Because it's not. Nobody ever calls me that. I don't like the name. I reject the name. I only have to use it because I'm forced to in order to enjoy some kind of pursuit of happiness in a culture where they have a monopoly on powers and things like driver's licenses, where unless you comply, they can just keep escalating and escalating until they fine you into poverty and take away all your property in violations of due process that they don't care about. Right?
How many years of school did you finish?
How many years of school did you finish?
Many, but I don't like to answer personal questions.
Many, but I don't like to answer personal questions.
Because this is leading down a path that I feel is just causing shame and public.
Because this is leading down a path that I feel is causing just shame and public humiliation.
Humiliation for people, and it's not required any of the court's business.
For people, and it's not necessarily required to conduct any of the court's business.
Conduct this business here today.
Here
The
today.
reason I'm asking questions, you are decision.
Well, the reason why I'm asking these questions is because she just got a checklist. She'd get in trouble if she did it any other way. She has to do the lawyer hustle. Either you accept one of our lawyers, or you waive your right to any lawyer. And then we're not responsible for it at all. And then we can say to anybody who even comes in here, get the fuck out, or we'll charge you with practicing law without a license. Right? And if you say, well, I want somebody who's teleconferenced in. Oh, no, we don't have the facilities to do that, sorry. Or you'd have to pay for it, it's $1,000, and here's 3 more hearings just so you can get the okay to do it. Okay? What they don't know is that it's the 21st century, and there's these little things called technology. And there's nothing that they can do about it, because you can put anywhere, anyone's eyes and ears and mouth, anywhere in the world, and nobody can do a damn thing about it. That's the kind of level that I'm fighting these fools on. Technology. That's been the missing link in the past, and it's no longer the missing link, so I'm using it.
Of the appellate court that will not accept the waiver of certain rights unless the court does this inquiry. So I'm not going to accept the waiver. So it's up to you.
So she's telling me, oh, I've got to get the waiver. If you don't want to answer the questions, then I can't accept the waiver. And that's the only way this is going to go forward, is if we get the waiver. Right?
If you want to answer the questions, I will make a determination whether
If you want to answer the questions, I'll make a determination
or not to accept the waiver.
that you've not given up the waiver. I don't know. I'm down her path right now, right? But I can't even, am I entitled to a fair and meaningful hearing? She's not even engaged in any of that because she's not allowed to. Do you understand? She either has to get me to waive my, and I've dealt with this before, okay? She either has to get my waiver to the right of assistance of counsel, or I have to just accept demur. And, well, I guess he's not here. I'll come next time. Gee, I hope he shows up next time. Otherwise, I'll waste 6 hours of my day, too. Like, I don't have work to do and a job to go to. Oh, yeah.
If you don't want to answer the questions, of course, continue the hearing and listen. I'll leave it up to you.
I'll give you that choice, she says. Oh, it's something about trying to pretend like she's giving me a choice when she's not. She's forcing me to do A or B, otherwise she'll slam her hammer and run off the bench, and you're about to see proof.
Here's my choice is, if I understand you correctly.
Oh, okay, so this is, she said her piece, and now I'm summarizing. So what I do is I summarize. I go, alright, so if I understand you correctly, you're saying my choices are
That I can either
that I can
answer
either
questions
answer questions
I don't want to,
that I don't want to,
so that I can have a meaningful hearing today and make progress.
so that I can have a meaningful hearing today and make progress,
Or I cannot answer the question
or I cannot answer the questions
because I feel they're unethical and illogical.
because I feel they're unethical and illogical,
And then the court will again probably file an extension to the
then this court will again probably file an extension.
hearing. And if I don't show up there and waste most of the day,
An extension hearing, and if I don't show up there and waste most of the day, then
we have a bench warrant and the police can arrest me. Is that correct?
I'll have a bench warrant issued and you'll arrest me. Is that correct? And that last second I turned and stared her right in the eyes. And she was looking right at me. Because I was acknowledging to her that this was a threat and I saw it as such.
Well, I'm going to continue the hearing today on your...
She completely ignores it, of course. She doesn't want to admit that that's exactly what she's doing, forcing me into one of those two. And just says, well, I'm going to be conducting and forcing... What did she say? Jesus.
Well, I'm going to continue your hearing today on
Well, I'm going to continue your hearing today, okay.
the motion today so that
Well, I didn't have a motion today. I mean, not yet.
Mr. Coolio can be present and your standby counsel.
Again, she brings up Kuliev as if it matters. I've already told her I don't need him, I don't want him, and he hasn't been helpful at all, and I've been doing this all by myself all along anyway, lady.
For the record, I'm firing Mr. Cooley immediately.
Again, for the second time, I say for the record, I'm firing Mr. Kuliev immediately. I mean, actual reality is what matters, not their voodoo ceremony, okay? All of their rules come out of the statutes and codes. I have questioned the very statutes and codes in the first place of even applying to me because they don't provide evidence that it does. They just presume it because they're all on the same team. If you've been listening to my videos, this is old news and I don't want to keep going over and over every video.
I don't need him. He hasn't spoken here or advised me of anything. He's only standby and I am listed as pro se.
I don't need his help here. He doesn't do anything. Even you guys have me as pro se.
I understand that, sir, but I'm not going forward with the motion.
I understand that, sir, but I'm not going forward with the motion. I haven't filed a motion. I don't know why she's mentioned a motion. I probably should have brought that up, but again, you only have X amount of time.
Yeah, Mr. Coolio.
In the absence of Mr. Kuliev.
Well, then I'm going to say whatever I have to say so that we can move forward with the hearing.
Okay, so now she's about to just shut the whole thing down. I'm not going to move without the absence of Kuliev, so now I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to make this a meaningful hearing, right? I'm not getting off after three minutes, Jesus. And so now I'm just talking to the jury. I am talking to the jury. Make no mistake about it. Okay? And I'm like, okay, fine. Well, then I'll say whatever I have to say to just move forward.
Well, then I'm going to say whatever I have to say so that we can move forward with the hearing today.
Move forward with the hearing today.
Answer the question.
I'll answer the questions, is what I say. Even though I know she's going to ask me the same questions she's been asking everybody else before me. This isn't going to get very far, but oh well, go ahead. It's all getting on the transcript for the jury, lady. You're running off the bench and preventing a fair and meaningful hearing willingly, ahead of time, to someone who you had never adjudicated a case with, quote-unquote, case, before ever in your life. And that's just the start. I can't even say the rest.
Want to answer the question?
13 and 3/4.
So some college after high school?
Yes.
All right. And do you write English?
Yes.
All right.
I've already told them in the past that I have a bachelor's degree. So it doesn't really, you know, I'm not picking a battle over that.
In the last 48 hours, have you taken any drugs, medication?
In the last 48 hours, have you drinking any drugs, medication, alcohol, blah, 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 blah.
Alcohol.
Again, under duress, I'm going to answer no.
Well, I'm not going to accept that.
Okay, then I'll just answer no.
And then she says, well, I'm not going to accept that, which means, oh, the hearing's about to come to an over. So I'm like, okay, well, then I'm just going to answer no. So she's saying, not only do you have to answer my questions in order to have a meaningful hearing and proceed, but you have to answer my questions without claiming that I'm forcing you to answer my questions. That's what the word duress means. It means I'm being forced to do something I would never normally do because she has ultimate power in this situation and can just swing her hammer and leave, right? So not only is she forcing me to answer a question, but she's forcing me to say on the record a lie, which is to not say duress and coercion, which is the truth. That's the nature of the hustle that's going on in here.
Pretty obvious what's happening. I'll just answer no.
So I just answered the question. She said, oh, no, I won't accept that. And so I said, well, it's pretty obvious what's happening here, so I'll just answer no. Again, I'm talking to the jury.
All right. I now have the other one under treatment for a mental illness or an emotional disability.
And of course, she's just like, all right, and just moves right along. Because I said no without saying duress or coercion. So she got a no on the record. And she just needs a checkbox. Okay, check. Go to the next one. Here's the next invasive bullshit, shame and humiliation type causing question. Have you ever been treated for a mental disorder or whatever the fuck? I gotta do this again.